Good morning, Happy Monday.
How are you?
I'm still practicing over here. You know what I'm practicing. I'm doing
Yeah.
good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm grateful and grinding.
Oh, Mondays are good days to grind. I went to boot camp at 5:30 this morning.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So
so you got in something great. I'll be exercising after we finish. I'm going to go for a walk today, and I've got a trainer that I'm start working with weights. Homie's going to get buffed, honey.
ooh, watch out. Just in time for your Dancing with the Stars. You got all sorts of stuff lined up for
That's
2027.
right. Yes, yes.
Well, it looks like a lot of people are already joining us. So let us know in the comments where you're watching us from. Let's say good morning to some people. So how about Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Hey, Ternay. That's a bad boy up in here, up in here. Powerful speaker, and he is an incredible singer as well. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's my spiritual son. Come on now.
Well,
All
and he's not bad to look at, I'll tell you that.
right. Okay, First Lady, Dr. Cynthia Stevens. Hello, how are you?
From Louisiana. I love
All
Louisiana.
right.
Here we go.
Linda, how are you in New York?
How about this one?
Yes, that's Melody, and she's from where? I can't see. I don't have.
Ipswich in the UK. It's in the UK.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And Ezekiel from Nigeria.
Okay, I've been to Abuja and Lagos.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
I don't know if we've seen this one before. Greece.
All right.
And just like Greece, we've got Waterloo, Iowa. That's not too
All
far.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, Kim. Okay.
So we've got a lot of people jumping on here, almost 700 people already, but we're going to do something super exciting today. I'm really excited about this because we've never done this before together, so I'm excited to watch you do this. Today we over in the subject line, we said we were going to talk about extemporaneously, I can't say it, speaking.
Well, extemporaneous speaking. Okay. Now, so what one of the things in the Power Voice system, we teach people not only you how to organize your presentation, but also how to speak with confidence, which evaporates fear, being able to think on your feet, and how to create an experience, regardless of the situation or circumstances. Now, let me share with you why this is important. I spoke in Malaysia years ago, and a speaker was supposed to come after me. And I had given my most powerful stuff, I thought, at that particular time. All right. When you know how much time you have, I've had an hour and a half. Well, you want to pull all your potent, strong stuff up in there. While I was getting a standing ovation, the person who was presenting the thing said, Mr. Brown, the speaker coming after you will not make it. Can you do another 3 hours? So I said, how much time do I have to prepare? He said, we're going to take a 15-minute break. I said, okay. So I said, give me a napkin, please. He gave me a napkin, and I wrote some things down on the napkin. And so, and so the thing is, then he said, please do not mention the speaker is going to be late. Just continue as if you were given 4.5 hours to speak, because I'd already done 90. Okay. So now I had 3 more hours to speak. And so, and I did. And very successfully. It got a standing ovation. Oh, good. Okay.
Of course you did.
So it's very important that as a presenter, as a coach, as a speaker, as a leader, as a person of influence, that we have to be, I think, able to just step up, think on our feet, and be able to drill deep on that which we talk about, because we study, as TD Jakes would say, we study full, that you're ready for any type of situation, period. And I remember having a meeting with TD Jakes as part of a special committee he'd put together. And I never forget when he came to the table, he said, before opening up the meeting, he said, as soon as I know as much as all the rest of you around this table, you're fired.
Ooh.
And he said, the meeting is now open. Now,
No.
what he's indicating, I got you here because you bring some knowledge, some abilities, and information that I don't have. And as soon as I know as much as you know, you're out of here. So that meant we had to stay ahead of him. Okay, so I said, all right. I was impressed with that. That's the first time that I had encountered him. So this is a technique that everybody that's listening, it would have value for them. And there's some who already know it. We're not assuming that you don't know it, but I'm just testing my own stuff up in here. You have to stay sharp. When you're 75, you have to stay on top of your game. I was talking to my son, I mentioned this not too long ago, Calvin, and he said, what are you doing moving around? I said, I'm looking for my phone. He said, Dad, you're on your phone. I said, I knew that.
Testing him.
I was on the phone. Okay. So I've been looking for things around the room, and they were right there looking at me when somebody come in and say, well, there it is right there. I said, oh God, I hope I'm not losing it. So I do things to challenge myself all the time. All right. So tell them what we're going to do now. So
it is a challenge today. It is a big challenge. I'm super excited about this. So there's no topic planned. We need you to put your favorite quote or your favorite topic over here in the comments. We're going to let you guys start doing that. And then Les is going to start watching these comments and he's going to pick one. And then I'm going to jump out and you're going to go with the topic that you choose here. So start putting your favorite quotes and topics over here. So how did that 4.5 hours go?
Extremely well. Because what I did was during the 15-minute break, I talked to 5 people in the audience. I said, if you were in my position and had to talk to this group, what is it that you think that they need? And I polled them and I talked to them and I got stories out of them. And so when the break, I really had 20 minutes because when people got settled, it's time to go, then I had stories and points. And I want everybody to write this down. Never make a point without a story. And you never tell a story without a point. So let's get some people. All right.
I got his paycheck too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I got the check of the guy who didn't come.
Good. All right, start watching these comments. We've got a lot, and I'll scroll through them for you over here. So they're coming fast. We're going to choose one. Tell me when you see one you like.
And the person, what city they're in too, or country. You know, I want everybody to know while she's looking for that, when I get through, Melania is here. I got my Mickey Mouse face mask. You know what? Corona ain't playing. Do you hear me? And I ain't playing either with you, Corona. Homie, don't play that. Corona, she getting everybody. So I got my little Mickey Mouse mask and I got my little statues. I got everything right here. And people wonder, what's your fascination with that? I put things around me that give me joy. I have quotes that I read. People send me funny memes every day, and I send them out. And you ought to have some friends that you do that with, because laughter is good for the soul. It's good medicine for the soul. So I laugh a lot. And I just find ways, a ritual of making myself happy, because there's enough negative, toxic, energy draining stuff on the planet. And a lot of ugly out here. Okay, so you got to create some beauty yourself, some laughter yourself, some fun yourself. So give me a topic. I'm ready. I'm inspired. And I'm ready to move with it. Get the butter from the duck. So what do you have?
Well, me and Melania are talking about it right here.
Okay.
I do want to tell you, I'm waiting for her text right back, but I do want to tell you that my 14-year-old actually asked if you were sponsored by Disney because he's noticed it when he watched it.
Oh, is that right? No, you know what? Tell your 14-year-old, thank you for that. I'm going to ask them for sponsorship. All right. Fantastic. That's a good idea. You're doing a great job as a parent.
I'm sending her a bunch over here. So, you
let me ask you a question, please.
Yeah.
When you look at your life and you just say, just tell me a situation, Reader's Digest version, that as a result of that experience that you knew that you would never be the same again, that it would be transformative to you and that it impacted your life.
What is an experience for me?
Yeah.
I think that probably one of my very first experiences, it's really funny, but I wanted to start a business a long time ago, long before I did. And I had a boyfriend at the time tell me, I don't have the capacity to help you. And I actually didn't start a business for 5 more years. It took another friend, a guy who I wasn't dating, to say, you are an expert in that. Why don't you go start a business in that? And it took having probably 2 or 3 more people say that before I got over that capacity.
Gotcha. Very good.
Yeah.
Let me go.
All right, here we go. We have decided, and 1 million people chose this one. This is why we chose, but this is the comment we're going to show. So, how to stay disciplined.
Okay, now the reason I ask you that question, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with your what I just got from you.
Oh,
so
okay.
Let's go. Okay.
Perfect. I'm going to get out of here.
All right. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us. I want you to think about your goals and dreams. And as you think about them, I want you to say yes to yourself. Yes to yourself. And the reason I want you to say yes to yourself and yes to your dream and sell yourself that you can make it happen is because most people never pursue their dreams. Most people are living a life driven and fueled by the negative opinions of others. A friend of mine named Erin, she had a goal of going into business for herself. And she shared this with a friend. And this friend of hers said that you couldn't do that. You can't do that. How many of you think about yourself, think about your goals, and you thought about something that meant a lot to you, and then somebody else that you respected and you valued and you thought would be a member of the encouragement club, and they ended up being a member of the discouragement club, which is always large. That's why the book of life says death and life is in the tongue. And so she shared this with her friend, thinking that this friend would be open, this friend would be positive, this friend would be encouraging. But no, it was just the opposite. His friend said, you can't do that. And let me share with you that words affect behavior. So this person, my friend Erin, who had the ability to do it, this friend of hers spoke death on her idea, on her dream of going into business for herself. And she did not do that for 5 years. Now, let me share something with you. Dr. Marcia Harris said something to me in conversation once. She said, if you're going to lose something, lose money. I said, what? Yes, lose money, but don't lose time. I said, why would you say that? Because money, you can get it back, but the time, you can't get that back. And so as a result of that person speaking death on her idea, she didn't do it for 5 years. 5 years that she can't get back. 5 years that's lost. And so she spent 5 years living a limited life because of what someone she respected said to her. So here's something as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, I want you to write this down. Approve yourself. My mother used to say, opinions are like behinds. Everybody's got one. He just shared his opinion, but she had a choice. She could decide, I'm going to do it anyhow. She didn't need his approval, but she was seeking approval. And that's what most people do. That's what I've done in my life. I was seeking approval because I didn't believe in myself, because I was labeled educable mentally retarded, because I believed that people who had college education and experiences and degrees that I did not have, that they had more going for them than I had going for myself. And many times when I had ideas that I wanted to act on, I allow these people, when I say, tell me what you think, they spoke death on my ideas and on my dreams. It was a study done by MIT, and the study indicated if I tell you you can't do something, that somebody else has to come along and say, Aaron, you can do it. You can do this. Listen to me. You can do this 17 times to neutralize that one time. And so fast forward 5 years. 5 years later, she had a different kind of friend. See, there are two types of relationships. There are nourishing relationships and there are toxic relationships. Toxic relationships are like crabs in a barrel. You try and get out of where you are, they're going to pull you down. But nourishing relationships, they encourage you. They'll throw you a rope and help pull you out. They have a spirit of optimism. They see the possibility for you. And this new friend, this new relationship said, you can do that and I'll help you. And so this is the time as you look at yourself, look at your goals and look at your dreams. One, you got to sell yourself on your goal and dream and have unshakable faith that you can make it happen. Two, you want to surround yourself with collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive, nourishing relationships that hold you accountable, that push you, that stretch you, people that you can learn from, people that you can grow from, people who have knowledge, abilities, and skills that you don't have, that you can complement each other. This is a time you don't want to try and go at it solo, because one goose can fly 75% further in formation with other geese than it could ever fly by itself. And so this is a time where you want to look at your relationships, and as Jim Rohn would say, and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? Am I growing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially? You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. Ask yourself. Dennis Kimbrough said you earned within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. Whoa. I got all the broke people out of my life. I said, you know what? Y'all gotta go. Because I realized that was real. People who earn $40,000 and $50,000 a month don't hang out with people who are earning $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Write this down. Upgrade your relationships. I decided that I was going to upgrade my relationships, that I was going to expand my network so that my net could work for me. And by doing that, serving them, I remember I went to Chicago when I read about Dr. Johnny Coleman at Christ Universal Church, the Christ Universal Temple Church in Chicago. And I read about her in Jet magazine. And I was just fascinated with what she had accomplished. And this is the first large mega church in Chicago. And I wanted to go and say, who is this woman? And when I went there, I wanted to learn from her. She was an electrifying speaker. I enrolled in the Johnny Coleman Institute, the Universal Foundation for Better Living Institute. And I watched her, I studied her, I served her to watch her. I remember going with her to Chicago to meet with Reverend Ike. Reverend Ike, boy, he was a character. You can't lose with the stuff I use. Charismatic, powerful dude. Yes, he was. And so being there with these two icons, with these two giants, I was fascinated just being in the mix. And I remember he was such an eloquent guy. When we had lunch, he would talk to us, and he had servants. And so as he was talking, it seemed like 15 minutes after the hour, he would, one of his servants will be coming with water for him to sip, he would have his hand out at the exact time, and they would put the glass in his hand, and he would take a sip and put it there, and the young man would take it away. I said, whoa, this is called living up in here, up in here. And he did everything first class. And being in that environment, watching him, watching her, and the various guests that she brought in to speak, that began to affirm and validate me. And I learned from them. See, when you are in a circle of friends with goals and dreams and people at the top of their game, it begins to encourage you. You begin to say, hey, if they can do that, I can do it too. And so when you separate, and I want you to write this down, separate yourself from the naysayers so that whatever they say, you're so far away, you can't hear it. But if you're close in, proximity has power, and that power on you can be negative or it can be positive. So separate yourself from the negative conversations, from the negative people who have a limited vision of themselves and trying to put you in the little small box that they see you in. See, there's some people that are too familiar with you. There's some people that know too much about you. There's some people that will never help you because of the history they have in their mind about you. No, you're not that person anymore. You have been growing and developing and evolving. That's why Paul said, I must die daily. You must die daily to who you are, to give birth to who you are to become, particularly during this pandemic. Now the lockdown is coming in, and our behaviors and our movements and the way that we think and how we move and interact with people, all of that now has another level of tension and stress. But also we can maximize the time that we do have for ourselves, to focus on ourselves, to go in the closet and shut the door, to begin to work on ourselves, to develop new skills, to get some new ideas, to begin to reinvent ourselves, to rethink our lives, because this is a time for transformation. Being still, asking yourself, what's next? What's now? What's the most purposeful thing that I need to be engaged within? That's in alignment with the reason that I'm here. It's been said that by Mark Twain, the two most important days in your life, the day that you're born and the day that you realize why you were born. And so once you are in alignment with that, Darren Benzie, who wrote the book called Misplaced Life, that most people are living a misplaced life. But this is the time that we have a chance to be still and say, speak, Lord, speak to me. And listen to the voice in our heart, that still small voice in our heart, so that we can be in alignment with the calling on our lives. The job is what you get paid for. The calling is what you're made for. Some people know right away. Nina Simone, the great jazz singer and pianist, she climbed up on a piano at 5 and started playing, plucking the notes. And that was her calling. And Michael Jordan, he was cut from a basketball team during the summer, and he came back with a vengeance and said, no, I'm not a loser. And he decided that this is my passion. I'm going to learn this. That defeat, my being cut, that's not me. And he turned that humiliation and that embarrassment to becoming one of the greatest athletes in basketball, greatest winners. See, you were born to win. You came here winning. You were born to be rich. You fought to be here. You survived out of 400 million sperm. You survived to conquer this thing called life. That's why we are told you're more than a conqueror. Yeah, yes, you are. And when you're living your purpose, when you distance yourself from the negative naysayers, When you focus on your life and focus on the positive and build positive relationships and have relationships and goals and choices that's in alignment with your purpose, and you do those things that are productive and profitable, oh my goodness, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you when you begin to live your life from that place of power. So A, the first three letters in Aaron's name, A stands for act on your ideas. Don't allow people to discourage you from doing that which is in your heart. The next A in Aaron stands for awareness. Become aware of who you are and what you have going for you, and make choices to make sure that you are in alignment with your level of awareness and continuously expanding that. And R stands for relationships. Surround yourself with relationships that empower you, relationships that hold you accountable, relationships that see the best for you, because you're a masterpiece, because you're a piece of the master. My name is Aaron. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Aaron?
Well, you killed it, of course. I did want to touch on a couple things because I think that a lot of people, like, some of this is messages we hear, but then until it happens to us, sometimes it takes it happening to us. The net worth thing, people loved hearing that. So I started my business, single mom, 2 kids, no savings account, right? Kind of a crazy idea. But I started a podcast right away because I didn't have rich friends. So I started asking all the top.
Okay, but before you skip over that,
Yeah.
tell me what you got out of what you just shared with me, a slither of your life. Tell me what you got out of what I just did with what you gave me.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say.
Extemporaneously, yes.
The net worth piece seemed to hit over here in the comments really well. I mean, for me, I think that it just reminds that there's a story in everyone, right? Because we didn't plan doing that. We planned on you being able to see the comments, and you couldn't see the comments. So you made me think on my feet really quick. So I just came up with like the thing that popped into my mind, and you killed it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what does that mean to people that are listening who don't understand that terminology? People listening from around the world. I want to ask you and answer it from this perspective. What did you discover? Mm-hmm. What surprised you? And what touched your heart as I gave your story back based upon that encounter with your friend? What did you discover about what I said and how I couched it and promoted it?
Yeah, so I think that my biggest discovery is this thing that happened in my life was a story and could be told into a story, and there was a whole story to be told out of it, right? That motivated people. Watching these comments of you taking this micro thing that I came up with was a story that a lot of people over here needed to hear, right? Proving that we all have stories.
Okay, so that's a part of it. Now, so that's what you discovered. What surprised you when I started speaking and how I embellished the story that you gave me? What surprised you about what I did with it?
Well, I always love how you bring it back, right? So you tell the story with the point, and then there's parts of it that you punch on throughout, and then at the end you bring it all back where you use my AAR.
Yes.
That part, I liked that part a lot.
Okay. And what touched your heart?
I'm trying not to be emotional. It's a Monday, Les. What are you doing to me? I mean, I think that probably what touched my heart the most is that I realized that there is that 5 years. And so the next time that I believe in myself, I really need to do that, right? That hit emotionally. And the next time I believe that I have something in me, or that it's something that God put in me, or whatever it is, it's a talent, I need to move forward without other people's opinions.
Absolutely. Yes. You want to rob the cemetery of your ideas, of your talents, of your abilities, and keep them out of the clutches of negative, toxic, energy draining people. And it's very important that we stop complaining about the negative, energy draining people in our lives when we continue to provide the straw.
Right. Yeah.
What are people saying? What are the comments that people have about what I just did?
Well, people do want richer friends. That's what I was trying to get to earlier. They're all looking for richer friends. So
Okay.
they love the quotes that you came up with, like on the top of your head, right? Which is part of what you teach. Time you can't get back. I think people really love
you can.
that.
Yes, absolutely.
How quickly you were able to think on your feet.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bobby.
And then people's networks. They're not dreamers and they need to stop seeking people's approval.
Yes, very good. Those of you that are watching right now, this is a time, a special place that we're going through a major disruption. We've created something that's called the Power Voice system. Fast Company magazine has said, above your technical skills and your technical know-how, your ability to communicate is very important, to build relationships with people. There are things that artificial intelligence cannot replace, and that is the interaction of human beings. Even though computers can communicate with each other, but when you can communicate from your heart, when you can build relationships, when you can bring the best out of people, when you are able to manage a group of individuals or build an organization and be able to speak and influence and impact people, that makes you indispensable. I built my career from nothing, but the ability to communicate a dream of wanting to take care of my mother, being adopted. And you got a dream. There's no such thing as job security. If you're ready to transition out of a job where you're working just hard enough to keep them from firing you, and they're paying you just enough to keep you from quitting, if you are ready to transition into something else that gives your life a sense of meaning and power and significance, I want you to put voice in the comments section. I want you to do that. Allow me to work with that voice and share with you the experiences that I've had and take out a long learning curve and shorten that by showing you how you can maximize and monetize your dream, your passion, and your abilities, your knowledge, and the safety and comfort of your home. That's where I work, from my home, in front of a computer. The computer eliminates geography. And all major corporations are getting out of those big buildings and they have people working from home. It's the new reality. And so as you think about your goals and think about your dreams, you want to create extra streams of income for yourself, and you can do that, and we can show you how to do that with your story, with your knowledge. It's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. Put voice in the comment section. People have this saying, the number one fear that people have is speaking in public. Well, now you are in private. In your house, ain't nobody there but you and the computer. That excuse is off the table. All you have now is a little green light to talk to, and we will show you how to transcend that camera, show you how to attract, to hold, create an experience, the attention, attract the attention, hold the attention, and direct the attention to build your organization, to increase your sales, to build your network so that your network works you, how to work your net and make it profitable, as George Fraser would say. You have something special. Allow me to be your coach. Allow me to share with you things that I've learned. I'm 75. Don't let this kid and play hairstyle fool you. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. You have greatness in you. Put voice in the comment section. Do it now. And I look forward to working for you. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy and Aaron's pride and joy.
Oh, I like that addition.
Thank you.
Lots of people that are ready to start making their voice heard.
Listen, we need their voice now more than ever. You see this stuff going on in the world? We're here. If you're not taking a dirt nap, you can hear my voice. You are still here for a reason. God is not through with you yet. And I say, hey, just because I'm 75, 25 years from being a young 100, does not mean I'm going to sit around and look at television and see what the latest drama is. No, I'm going to create some positive stuff. I have children. I have 15 grandchildren and 4 great grandsons. And so I have a responsibility to pass a world to my grandchildren and great grandchildren that's better than the world that I inherited. This is our time. This is your time. You have something special. We're all here because of God's grace and mercy. I get up in the morning, I say, all things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. Even when I was being foreclosed on for the first home that I purchased for my mother, even when I was evicted in Detroit, when I first got involved in business and had my office in the Penobscot building and had to end up sleeping on the floor, and my office and bathing in the sink down the hall. Even then, I would say that. And then I would repeat, Lord, whatever I face today, together, you and I can handle it. And I kept working on my dream. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Thank you. Put voice in the comment section. I'm looking forward to working with you.
We're going to end with this comment because it's so great. Debbie says, wow, mic drop.
Thank you, Debbie.
All right. We'll see you same time, same place.
Yes.
Right. We'll see you tomorrow. Wrap us up.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. There's a reason you are here. You are born to win. Don't define yourself by your circumstances, about what you don't have. What you have is enough. The situation that you're dealing with right now is temporary. Life is a roller coaster. Sometimes things are up and sometimes they are down. Decide that your circumstances and the events in your life won't define you. Become self-definitional because you were born to win. You were born to be healthy and wealthy and successful in this thing called life. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye for now.